So, it's been a while since I've sat in the seat. And racing games, they've taken a turn for the worst. TDU still hasn't had any gameplay. Need for Speed and Gran Turismo have been delayed. But beneath all that, there is one shining light. The Forza gods are giving us something to feast on. Forza Horizon 5. Mexico, Mexico! So today, we are here in the chair and we're going to talk about why I think Horizon 5 is looking absolutely amazing and why you should be excited too. There's a new creative director, Mike Brown. You might have seen him in the Forza live streams. He's this guy.
Hello. It's back! They're back!
I actually don't know much about this guy, but it's really cool to have a new lead of direction for the next Horizon game. I think it's something that the franchise would actually really benefit from. The change at the top, it's like the brain change. Someone has changed the brain of the Horizon team. The map. So for me with Horizon games, the map is probably the most important thing. When I get bored of the map, I tend to stop playing. I feel like I'm like on this side of the fucking blood clot. And Horizon 5 Mexico is like no different. From what I've seen so far, the map looks mental. They did a car audio demo yesterday, and I thought the sounds have always been pretty good in Horizon. I've seen the comparison videos, I think everyone has, but when they were displaying the car sounds, I couldn't just help but look in the distance on these clips. Like, look at the city here, look at the winding roads. How are you listening? How's anyone hearing what? You're not seeing what's going on. Visual. I'm going to read you some important quotes. So these are all from our friend Mike. Hello, Mike.
Hello, beauty.
So he said, Mexico is the largest and most diverse open world we've ever built. It's 50% bigger than Horizon 4 with 11 distinct biomes. Typical mumbo jumbo, usually the next game is always bigger than the last. But what I find interesting about what he actually says about the world is he goes on to say there's no point the world being any bigger if it's more of the same. Oh, he's just saying all the right stuff to turn me on. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm talking about with a new creative lead. Like, he's got his head screwed on. The brain change worked. And just looking at the gameplay we've seen so far, like, it looks absolutely unreal. The world, I think, will be the star. As long as we have some winding roads and, you know, some mountain roads, and it's not all just straight sand and just off-road. Oh my god, I don't need to do that. There needs to be enough actual driving roads. Don't just do what he did in Horizon 4 where the majority of the good windy roads were dirt. I like doing dirt, but I get a lot of people don't. So priority should be tarmac. You know, sprinkle some dirt roads in there as well. I don't know anyone that actually likes playing cross-country.
Got him!
I would be very disappointed if, you know, the majority of the map was cross-country, to be fair. Moving on to new cars. It is typical with Horizon, you know, every single game gets more and more cars. I'm not really worried about this point. The selection in Horizon 4 was fantastic. You know, I'd actually argue most of the selection through all of the games has been pretty good. It's a bit of a shame race cars aren't coming back as far as I know. I know they're in Horizon 3. It would be cool if they made a return in Horizon 5, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it. There will likely be something for you to play with, and there is improved car sounds this time. I completely forgot to mention. I kind of mentioned it earlier that they've improved the car sounds, but they have done that, and they're customizable, as I will show now. I think the customization part is pretty mental. I'm pretty sure all of this stuff actually was in the last game. Like, your red line goes up when you know, obviously put camshafts on. And you can hear that obviously in game because your engine revs out more in Horizon 4. Like, that is a current feature. But they've basically taken that idea and just expanded on it, and now it's in the menus. The new UI for the performance stuff looks really good. No more scrolling from all the way to the right to find what you want. Like, it's in a little square now. I really like that. Doesn't seem like there's any change to actual performance, like the performance index, which might be a bit of a problem because it's kind of broken, but we'll take it. Another amazing thing, very small thing, convertible drop tops. You can actually drop the blood clot top. Cheers. Nah, that's a vibe. It's a vibe. I don't know why more games don't do. It's the miscellaneous stuff like that which gets me gassed. Like, why every game doesn't allow us to do that. I would love for them to add, like, you know, blinkers and stuff. I feel like if TDU doesn't do that, they've fucked it. They've also said they are going to be making improvements and changes to the physics, which I'm really excited about. Hopefully there is a bit more of a distinction between when you're on-road and off-road. I know they've been kind of doing that as the games are progressing. If you go to like Horizon 2 and Horizon 3, some of the early games, you could go off-road in anything, but I think with Horizon 4, they did slightly change that, and then with Horizon 5, I hope they do take it a bit more extreme, where you kind of need a purpose-built vehicle to do those things. That's one thing that's always annoyed me about Horizon. You will struggle if you don't race in a dirt car, which makes sense. You should be in a dirt car for that type of racing, but they've never really been that distinctive. Like, you can still get away with driving an Aventador or a Centenario off-road. I would like if they could, you know, expand on that more and make them more specialized. And, you know, if you want to race on the road and win off-road races or whatever, you need that type of car. That would be really cool. And it would be an absolute, you know, sin to not mention the DLC and the live service overall. Like, they've absolutely smashed it with Horizon 4. Horizon 4 is still my favorite racing game this generation, even though I lost my save. Fucking bastards. And I have no doubt in my mind Horizon 5 will have similar, you know, live support going forward. And it's on Game Pass. So much content for Game Pass owners. I will likely buy it if I don't get given a copy. But fucking hell, you lot are lucky. You little fucking casuals, you're lucky. The only thing which is slightly worrying that I've noticed since the game has been announced is PvP. I feel like we just go in a circle with this. If it's not fucking Need for Speed, then it's some other game, The Crew. If it's not The Crew, then it's Horizon. Now it's like, it's always, every single game fucks up PvP, man. And it looks like they're going back to how Horizon 3's PvP was. Oh my god, just don't fuck it up, Playground. Please to god, the game looks so good. I liked how it was in Horizon 4. They could have done a bit better with the kind of collision system and stuff, but the actual setup with how it was great. If you want to go and do fucking races, you go into the race lobby. If you want to do playground stuff, you go into the playground lobbies. If you want to go get sweaty, you go into ranked. They said they didn't like how sweaty it was. Which might have something to do with how the collisions are, maybe. I don't know, possibly. Don't fuck it up, Playground. You're this close to creating one of the best racing games ever. Like, don't fuck it up, please. Hello, this is Editor Cam, and I forgot to talk about the create mode. Also looks a bit mental. They completely just stole Dirt 5's creator mode. I'm on it, though. It's a dog-eat-dog world. You gotta do what you gotta do. I don't know how I forgot that. It's like one of the biggest things that's in the next game, but also sick, and it's gonna add a lot of replayability. But anyway, I'm just talking to Snoop, so I'm going to go back to editing now. There's little bits missing from the Horizon games, like a proper drift mode, not the dog shit one that we've got currently, like the one in Motorsport. If they brought that over, that would be sick. Street races with like actual shortcuts, like how, you know, games used to be like 10 years ago, like that would be really cool. But if I actually go back to my Horizon 5 wishlist video and look back on what they've added, a lot of the stuff is checked. And I can't be mad. The game's not in Japan, but as far as Mexico goes, I'm excited. And if you look at this little screenshot here, like look at how many things they've ticked off the list of things that I wanted. It's hard for me not to get excited. Shout out to my patrons. You guys are legends. I need to get like a sombrero for launch. I think that's the vibe.